You know, it's funny. While you're focused on perceived flaws, someone nearby is captivated by you. Here's something rarely said to women over 60. You've likely grown more attractive with age, and you don't even realize it. This isn't a platitude. It's about the real magnetism you've developed. Qualities that draw people in, inspire trust, and make you unforgettable. The problem? You're comparing yourself to standards designed to sell insecurity. While measuring yourself against airbrushed images, you're missing the unmistakable signs that you possess what many spend a lifetime seeking. Genuine, powerful attractiveness. And I don't mean attractive for your age. I mean attractive, period. Attractiveness after 60 isn't about defying age. It's about embodying self-possession. It's about how you move through the world when you've stopped performing and started living. It's the light in your eyes from stories worth telling. Think of magnetic women. They command attention without demanding it, making every conversation feel meaningful. They're comfortable in their skin in a way that's enviable. Chances are you're becoming one of them. I'm going to share 11 specific signs, not vague compliments, but concrete qualities that reveal your hidden attractiveness. Some might surprise you, some might be uncomfortable, and some might reveal that what you see as flaws are your greatest strengths. The qualities that make a woman attractive at 60 are completely different from what made her attractive at 25. And thank goodness. Ready to discover what others already see? Let's talk about why you can't see it yourself. There's something insidious affecting women over 60. Every day, you're bombarded with messages diminishing your worth. The beauty industry spends billions convincing you that lines are problems, gray hair is a battle, and every year past 50 is a countdown to irrelevance. You see women your age selling medication. Social media serves ads for age-defying serums. Cosmetics counters feel like war rooms against aging. The truth? You've internalized it. You look in the mirror and see someone who's let herself go instead of someone who's lived. You see sag instead of strength, wrinkles instead of character. You're your harshest critic, using a measuring stick designed to make you feel inadequate. I hear it constantly. Women who've raised families, built careers, survived losses, telling me they feel invisible, like they've failed because they don't look 30. One woman stopped going to her favorite coffee shop feeling she didn't fit anymore. Another avoids photos, seeing only flaws. A third declined a date, convinced she couldn't be attractive. These brilliant women have been conditioned to see themselves as diminished. The cruel irony? While criticizing yourself, you're blind to what you've gained. You're so focused on perceived loss that you can't see what you've become. When did you last look at yourself with kindness? Notice the light in your eyes when you're passionate. Appreciate your confidence, warmth, depth. It's been a while, hasn't it? You've been trained to inventory defects, not celebrate qualities. You've been taught that attractiveness is surface-level perfection, not substance. You've been sold the lie that youth equals beauty. But here's what nobody tells you. What you're ashamed of. Laugh lines, silver hair, softer body, unfiltered opinions are often what make you magnetic. The problem isn't that you're less attractive, it's that you're using the wrong definition. You're judging a symphony by the standards of a pop song. You're evaluating fine wine by comparing it to soda. You're measuring depth by the metrics of surface. You're missing the truth. You've developed an attractiveness your younger self couldn't comprehend. Not because you've aged well, but because you've accumulated something that can't be bought or faked. You've become real. And real is devastatingly attractive to those tired of performance. Real is magnetic to anyone who's felt the exhaustion of pretending. Real makes you unforgettable, but you'll never see it through the lens they've given you. So let's change the lens. Let's look at what's there. The 11 unmistakable signs that you've become the kind of attractive that matters. Sign 1. You've stopped performing. Watch a young woman monitor herself, calculating responses. She's running a program. Am I likable? Am I interesting? Am I too much? Now watch a woman over 60 who's come into her power. She laughs freely, speaks her mind, sits comfortably, and leaves boring conversations. She doesn't shrink to make others comfortable. This isn't rudeness, it's authenticity. People are drawn to it. In a world of performance, simply being is revolutionary. Recently at a dinner party, a younger woman told a crafted story. Everyone listened politely. Then a woman in her late 60s mentioned she'd started motorcycle lessons because why not? The energy shifted. Suddenly everyone wanted to talk to her. Not because her story was more dramatic, but because it was more real. When you stop performing, you stop exhausting people. You become a relief, a refuge, giving others permission to stop performing too. That's magnetic. Sign 2. Your presence has weight. Gravitas develops over decades. It's not about being serious. It's about occupying space with certainty. Entering a room without apology. Holding eye contact. Sitting in silence without nervous chatter. You know what you know. You've earned your opinions. When you speak, there's something behind it. Years of experience, mistakes, lessons, joy, grief. People sense this. My friend Margaret, at 72, isn't conventionally beautiful. But when she enters a room, people notice, because she carries herself like she has nothing to prove. She told me, I spent my 20s trying to be interesting, my 30s trying to be impressive, my 40s trying to be perfect. Now, I'm just interested in people, ideas, life, and somehow, that makes me more interesting than I ever was. The moment you stop trying to be attractive, you become it. Your presence has weight because you've lived enough to know what matters. You're not easily rattled or desperate for approval. You have substance. Substance, unlike surface beauty, compounds. Sign 3. You've mastered the art of listening. The most magnetic people aren't the best talkers, they're the best listeners. I mean genuine curiosity about another's inner world, asking follow-up questions, remembering past conversations. This skill develops with age and it's attractive. Genuine attention is the rarest gift. When you truly listen, not to respond, not to relate, not to fix, but to understand, you make people feel seen. Younger people are often too self-focused to listen deeply. But you've done that dance. You've told your stories. You've proven what you needed to prove. Now, you have the freedom to be genuinely curious. At a wedding, a man in his 50s was smitten with a woman in her mid-60s. He said, she asks questions like she wants to know the answers. I feel like I'm the most interesting person in the room. I've never felt that with anyone else. That's the power of deep listening. It's not about dimming your light, it's about being secure enough to illuminate others. When people feel seen by you, they don't forget it, or you. Sign 4. You've stopped performing femininity. There's a moment when a woman realizes she's been performing, following a script. Then, quietly, she stops. She stops wearing uncomfortable shoes, forcing laughter, pretending to be less than she is, apologizing for taking up space. This isn't about letting yourself go, it's about letting yourself be. One woman at 62 cut her hair short after decades of being told women should have long hair. She told me, I spent 40 years managing hair I didn't even want. Now I spend 5 minutes, best decision ever. She didn't become less attractive, she became more attractive. Authentic confidence is magnetic. Men worth your time aren't attracted to the performance. They're attracted to the woman who's dropped the act, orders what she wants, expresses her opinions, and doesn't shrink herself. A woman who's decided she's done seeking permission to exist as herself is truly attractive. Sign 5. Your boundaries are non-negotiable. Young women are often taught that being desirable means being available. You've learned different. The most attractive thing you can be is unavailable to those who don't value you. Saying no without explanation is essential. Your time, energy, and presence are precious. This isn't about being difficult, it's about being discerning. At an event, a man suggested a woman in her late 60s hang out sometime. Her response, I don't really do hang out. If you'd like to take me to dinner at a specific time and place, I'm open to that. Otherwise, I'm content. Some might call that harsh. I call it clear. Clarity is attractive to those who know what they want. Boundaries don't repel the right people, they attract them. People who respect themselves are drawn to those who respect themselves. Your boundaries signal, you know your worth. You're not desperate, waiting to be rescued. You're a whole person willing to share your life with someone worthy. That's self-respect, perhaps the most attractive quality. Sign 6. You understand that vulnerability is strength. True strength isn't about having no weaknesses, it's about being honest about them. Younger people confuse invulnerability with strength. You've learned that pretending to be perfect is exhausting and isolating. Saying I don't know is more powerful than pretending. Admitting I was wrong builds more respect. Sharing I'm struggling with this creates deeper connection. This selective vulnerability is emotional intelligence that comes with experience. One woman, on a second date, told a man about her daughter's addiction. He said that moment changed everything. She wasn't trying to impress me, he said. She was letting me see who she really is. That takes courage, and courage is sexy. You're not vulnerable out of weakness. You're vulnerable from a position of strength, refusing to hide the reality of your experience from those who've earned the right to see it. The goal isn't to be perfect, it's to be real. And real is more attractive than perfect. Sign 7. You've developed your own aesthetic. Enter a room of 20-somethings and you'll see variations of the same look. Enter a room of women over 60 who found themselves, and you'll see individuality. You've stopped dressing for the male gaze or fashion magazines. You've developed your own aesthetic, reflecting who you are. Maybe you've embraced silver hair. Maybe you love bold jewelry or tailored blazers. Maybe you hate heels and live in flats. Maybe red lipstick makes you feel powerful. Whatever it is, it's yours. Original is always more compelling than a copy. One woman wears only black, white, and one signature color that changes with her mood. People remember her because she's created something distinctive. Your aesthetic tells a story about who you are. It signals that you know yourself well enough to make intentional choices. That kind of self-knowledge is the foundation of a different beauty, one that deepens with every year you become more fully yourself. You didn't find this video by accident. Something in you was searching. Maybe you felt invisible. Maybe you've internalized negative messages. Maybe you've forgotten you can still be magnetic, desired, turn heads. Attractiveness at 60+ isn't about what you've lost, it's about what you've gained. You've gained the confidence from surviving hardships. You've gained the wisdom to know what matters. You've gained the freedom to stop performing. Those 11 signs, they're not things you need to achieve. They're things you need to recognize. You already are an attractive older woman. Are you going to own it? When you do, everything shifts. You stop apologizing, downplaying accomplishments, prefacing opinions. You stop dimming your light. You start dressing for yourself, speaking your truth, pursuing your interests, choosing energizing relationships, and releasing draining ones. And people notice. Not because you're trying to be noticed, but because authentic power is impossible to ignore. My friend Margaret, at 68, took a solo trip to Morocco. Her family thought she was crazy, but she went anyway. She came back different. She'd proven to herself that her desires still mattered. At a dinner party, she told stories from her trip. Everyone was captivated. Later, a man said, "I haven't been able to stop thinking about you. You're not like anyone I've ever met." She laughed and said, "He was wrong. I'm exactly like I've always been. I just finally gave myself permission to show it." You don't become attractive by changing who you are. You become attractive by revealing who you are. Who you are, at this age, is someone who's earned every laugh line, gray hair, and scar. Someone who's learned that perfection is a prison and authenticity is freedom. Someone who knows that the most magnetic thing you can offer isn't your youth. It's your truth. Pick one of those 11 signs that resonated. This week, lean into it. If it's your voice, speak up. If it's your aesthetic, wear that bold thing. If it's your confidence, walk into a room like you belong there. Notice what happens. Notice how people respond when you show up fully as yourself. Notice how it feels to stop performing and start being. The world doesn't need another woman trying to look 25. It needs you, with your scars, stories, and wisdom. It needs your particular brand of beauty that comes from living a full, complicated, beautiful life. You're not fading, invisible, or past your prime. You're just starting the most attractive chapter of your life, or you stop seeking permission and start claiming your power. That kind of woman, she's impossible to ignore. Own it, all of it. The silver hair, laugh lines, scars, wisdom, confidence, the whole magnificent package that is you at this age. You're not just attractive despite your age. You're attractive because of everything your age has taught you. It's time the world and you recognize that.